This is going to be 15 pro tips that you guys need to know in Hunt Showdown 1896. And I promise you, there are going to be some very, very good tips in this video, especially the last one. Watch to the end, and I guarantee you, you did not know it. And if I'm right, you should leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more of this in the future. If I'm wrong, I guess you could do it anyways and help a Bayou brother out. With the new event going live, I will be doing a giveaway over on my Twitch. I stream over there and YouTube Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. EST. As well, if you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching or showing some extra support, consider checking out my Patreon or my YouTube channel membership. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys. That being said, let's get into the video. So the first pro tip is the fact that your medkits actually stops your bleeds while you are using them. The difference between you using a medkit to stop your bleed and heal yourself versus stopping your bleed manually with the interact button and then using your medkit can save you a lot of the time. Let's time the difference it takes for me to stop the bleed and heal myself versus me just using a medkit. Now, of course, that was without Physician, which is a 5-point trait that allows you to use your medkits faster. But in general, that is a lot of time that you could have wasted and potentially died because of. Instead, do it like this. Like I said, that time matters and can cost you your life. So in this scenario, make sure you are using your medkit instead of stopping the bleed. The second pro tip is going to be the fact that a downed hunter's feet will be pointing in the direction of their killer. So as you can see in this clip, I'm going to be killing Giggles from this side down this road, and her feet are pointing directly towards where I killed her from. And if we switch the angle, it will be pointing towards me on this side as well. This is very important and can sometimes help you out if you're in a pinch and you don't know where the enemy was when they killed your teammate. So instead of asking them where they were, just look at their feet, and that generally will show you the right direction. Tip number 3 is going to be that all of the throwables from consumables or your tools outside of like throwing knives, anything that is a thrown projectile, throwing knives, throwing axes, throwing spears, they do not have an aim helper. But you might notice these dots and this diamond on the dynamites, and that is because this is showing you exactly where it is going to hit / land. Obviously, if I throw it right here and it hits the wall, it's going to hit exactly on that spot and then drop to the ground. But if it is red, this is telling you that you will take damage from it. Not that it will kill you, but it will damage you. So that's something to keep in mind, the fact that it goes from white to red, and red is the damage indicator. However, the pro tip here is to show you that the end diamond right there will decrease in distance from it to you when the time is running out for the bomb. And you can use this to your advantage if you would like to air burst a dynamite. So in this situation, if I light the bomb and then hold it and wait until that diamond starts to move, I can place it exactly where I want it to be. This is very helpful if you have a dynamite that cannot go off in water and maybe you want to throw it into something or close to something that has water in it, but you don't want it to explode in the water, because if it hits the water, it might not go off in general. This is very, very good, and I've got to the point where I'm pretty solid at detonating these above people's heads, and it also helps to not allow them to be able to run to it and defuse it, which is another tip I will talk about in a bit. But yes, for example, if I have this grenade and I want it to explode between all 3 of them, just hold it, and then boom, it would be just like that. It's very, very helpful. And this is a solid tip that might sound kind of weird and not helpful, but it is completely. Obviously it was red, but I moved back, indicating it would do damage, and then I got out of the zone again. But yes, you guys need to take advantage of this. Don't let people defuse it with Dauntless. Very, very good, and a lot of fun too, if I might add. The fourth tip is the fact that this penny shot derringer is a very, very good tool, and there's a few things you might not know it can do. It can actually take out barred doors with 1 shot. It can also take out an immolator without exploding it, but it's just also a really, really good alternative to not having a shotgun or close range weapon in your arsenal or your loadout. Consider taking the penny shot derringer, as it also is a very, very good option to get bosses very low HP. The fifth tip is going to be Dauntless, and that is a 1-point trait that allows you to defuse throwables. So any of the items that have any aim helper, like we talked about just a little bit ago, you will be able to defuse these. Dynamites, grenades, chokes, anything like that, you can defuse them. So here is an example of me being able to defuse just like that. And it can save you and your team a lot. I'm telling you, it is the best 1-point trait in the game and is more than worth taking. I take it every single game. Does not matter what hunter I have. Save yourself a headache and definitely take Dauntless. Pro tip number 6 is the fact that Assailant, which is a 1-point upgrade trait, and it increases the melee effectiveness of throwing knives and throwing axes. Melee weapons found in the world can be thrown as well, which is a nice addition to this trait. Honestly, I think that should be something everybody should be able to do. If you find a melee weapon in the world, I think you should be able to throw it. Let me know your guys' opinions on that specific topic in the comments below. As well, now's a good time for you guys to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as that truly helps me in my content creation journey, and you guys should definitely do that. I appreciate all of you guys. Now, it actually does change the animation as well. A heavy swing is a lot different than it is without Assailant, as well as the light attack. The light attack is very different. Anyways, this tip is telling you guys to use Assailant if you are using throwing knives or throwing axes. And I'm telling you, it allows you to connect with people's heads a lot easier when you are meleeing. It is very, very nice. And the throwing knives in general are very, very solid. The 7th pro tip is something that not a lot of people know about Witness. If you stand over a dead player or a dead AI, it will marginally increase your health. This is helpful if you don't have a med kit or don't want to take one and you want to push your health into the next health chunk. You have to be over a player or an AI's corpse to continuously push you into the next health bar. And doing this once is not going to continuously regenerate your health. You are going to have to stand over this when you get to the next health chunk if you want it to move into that one as well. And for those of you who don't know, Witness is going to allow you to see dead hunters in dark sight as well as recently killed AI. And it will differentiate by having a orange little glow at the bottom of this white line if it is an enemy hunter. Pro tip number 8 is the fact that decoy fuses are extremely underrated and you should be taking them. And they actually do get rid of concertina. Just like that. That was 1 tripwire's worth. If you can airburst them, they can get rid of shutters or windows. And then lastly, it can be used for a utility as well by throwing it at a lantern to break it, or just by throwing it at a barrel. It will explode it right away since this is a fuse. You guys need to be using the decoy fuses. There's not much else to say. The 9th pro tip is going to be the fact that clues actually give you free money. Every time you pick up a clue, you're going to gain 50 hunt dollars. However, if you spawn on the boss lair, you have no clues, and you go and pick up the first clue, you will get all 3 clues and get paid accordingly, meaning you will get 150 hunt dollars no matter what you do. And you actually get this money even if you die. It is not the same as finding a cash register, looting a hunter, or finding a purse in the game. You're going to keep all of this money no matter what. So essentially, make sure you are picking up the clues, especially if you spawn on the boss. Don't just run into the boss lair without picking up that clue. The 10th pro tip is going to be a money making tip, and it's going to be something you might not know about Vulture. Vulture is a 2 upgrade point trait that allows you to loot hunt dollars every single time you loot a dead hunter. It will give you a random amount from 50 to 1,000 hunt dollars. But what you might not know is with Vulture, you can actually get up to 2 hits of money from 50 to 1,000 if you are not missing any uses on your tools and if your consumable slots are completely full. So you need to have 4 consumables, and in this specific game, the most I can carry on my chokes is 2 and my medkits is 3. I have an extra tool slot available to me, but when you loot a hunter, it doesn't give you a random tool, so that doesn't matter. I just came in with 3 tools instead of 4. And then of course my knife cannot be restocked, so all my consumables are full and all my tools are full. I will get 2 hits of money ranging from 50 to 1,000 hunt dollars, but you have to have the Vulture trait. I really recommend taking Vulture if you're trying to increase the amount of money you're making in a game. Pro tip 11 is the fact that the map grays out exactly the same for everybody in the map. So as you can see here, this is a double bounty, but we spawned on Stillwater. I get my first clue, and this is the first grayout. And for the people who don't know, the grayout is just the map narrowing down so it can then show you where the boss target is. Obviously, once you get 3 of these clues, it will show you where the boss target is. But when you're on your first and second clue, it's not always going to be super obvious, which is the lair. So it's going to be a guesstimation at that point. But the pro tip is that you can use this to your advantage since it grays out the same for everyone. And you can see that Reynard Mill and Lumber up here, Scupper Lake up here, and at the bottom Catfish all grayed out, meaning that the boss is not going to be here. If, for instance, I heard shots or a sound trap south of me at Catfish, since the map grays out the exact same way, I can assume there's going to be a team moving exactly to Stillwater in my direction, meaning that I could either set up traps on the southern side of this compound and maybe hit somebody with them, or I could set up an ambush and try and take the team out. But this is very valuable information. Not everybody knows that the map grays out the exact same way. And even if they do, they're not really thinking 2 steps ahead about the movement of other teams when they set off sound traps or make noise on the map. A very good tip, so don't forget. Pro tip number 12 is the fact that dynamites and explosives actually make a very, very good smoke screen for you to potentially pull off a revive on your teammates. However, I found in my testing that the grenade and the sticky bomb is actually very, very bad at this, and the smoke screen is completely gone by the time you can even pull off a revive. Surprisingly enough, the best one to use is going to be the dynamite bundle, then the waxed dynamite, and the big dynamite bundle, as well as the regular dynamite, seem to be very similar, which is kind of confusing considering that the big dynamite bundle has so many of them. But in general, use the regular dynamite bundle, the waxed dynamites first. Those are going to be your best cover for throwing them on the other side of your teammates, then trying to go behind the smoke screen and pull off the revive. The 13th pro tip is the fact that Salveskin actually allows you to be hit within the damage drop off for its said gun and not let you be ignited and on fire. Salveskin originally just reduces your burn speed while you are alive and dead on the ground, but this is an added benefit that not a lot of people know about. So if you're tired of getting lit on fire by incendiary rounds from a Mosin or something like that, maybe think about taking Salveskin, as this will allow you to get hit once and not be ignited right away. You will have to be hit twice to be lit on fire. The 14th pro tip is the fact that the choke bombs actually exude a bigger cloud than what they leave behind. So if you can place it correctly, let's say this lantern is your burning teammate, and you don't want them to stand up in a choke cloud, but you still want the choke to do its job and extinguish them. Throw it generally just a little off to the side of them, and once it hits, the cloud will reach out all the way to that and extinguish it, as you could see. And then the cloud that it leaves behind is not always going to be right on top of them. I might have thrown it in this example a little bit too close, but you get the point. If you throw it a little off to the side, the initial burst / choke cloud will extinguish further than what it leaves behind. And you can use that very, very well with extinguishing your teammates and not having them revive in a choke cloud. So as you guys can see, there's no indicator that there's a bounty token on the ground. However, I know that there is a bounty token right in front of me. The tip here is that there's a white glow that sticks out like this to indicate that there is a downed bounty token. After he gets up, this white glow will go away. Like I said, if you guys didn't know that tip, you owe me a sub. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more of this type of content in the future. Also, I'm probably live right now over on my Twitch or YouTube, so go drop a follow over there as well and join the giveaway that is going to be going on. That being said, I'll see you guys in the bayou.